To finish this project, okay, after you get the texture done, you guys have cleaned stuff up. Again, remember what I told you guys. Go back and check your lip of the project. A lot of times this kind of gets chipped or a little kind of messed up through the process of adding the texture. It's not a bad idea to go back to your lip and kind of fix things up a little bit more. Also too, remember, now that your lip is cut, make sure that the inside, at least the parts that are exposed, look good. As far as the glaze choices that you guys get, you have two choices for your inside color, and those are on the darker side, so it does help cover up some of those flaws, okay? A couple other things too, some things that are helpful is take your hands and just kind of rub over top of where you put your texture, because again, you have some little loose pieces of clay stuck on there. Just taking your hand over it is helpful to get those off. As the project dries, it'll be easier to get those off also too. So, a lot of times once they're sitting over there on the counter drying, we'll take like a brush and just kind of take some of those little bits off too, okay? So to finish this, okay, we want to bevel the bottom edge. So a lot of you guys have been kind of expressing like, okay, how to deal with this edge. It looks a little rough. This is the part where I'm showing you how to clean that up, okay? So to bevel the edge, if you guys remember when we were beveling the edges of our walls, when we were joining two slabs together, it's basically the same idea. What we're going to do is we're going to trim that corner basically off and just kind of round it off a little bit so it looks really nice, okay? And the way that you're going to do that is you're going to use the fettling knife, okay? You're going to hold it at an angle to the piece just like so. You want to keep it on your tag board so it makes it easy for you guys to kind of turn this while you work on it. And all I'm going to do is just trim off wherever necessary these little bumps that are kind of out there. And that's going to just kind of smooth this out. It's going to round the base out a little bit and just give it a nice finish. Now you'll notice that you're not going to need to necessarily trim everywhere. So like on his, this was fine over here. It's just this side it looks like needs to be kind of cleaned up a little bit. So all I'm doing is just kind of shaving off some of these bumps. I'm essentially kind of getting rid of that rough edge or that corner just to kind of round it off a little bit and give it a nice look. Now, don't worry, okay? You're not gonna cut, you don't wanna remove a ton, okay? But at the same time, cutting off, and I can show you again, like that's all that I really cut off right there. That's all I took off. So it's really not that much to clean this up. Just kind of do that, kind of around. And so you just kind of take a look at it. Anything that looks like it needs to be just kind of round it off a little bit more, you just do it like that. Picking it up is not a bad idea either too. It's just taking it like this in your hands, using your fingers, any tools that you have available. You can use even that metal rib again to just kind of smooth some of this stuff out and make it nice. And I'm just kind of holding the project in my hand like a football, at least I think, I don't know. And just doing that. You'll also too get little bits and pieces of clay that get stuck to the bottom of this. Sometimes those can just kind of chip off, sometimes they won't come off. These won't come off, so I'm just gonna kind of blend them in. So after you get that foot of your project looking nice and neat, the next thing is to carve your initials in the very bottom of your project, okay? So when you do this, all you need to do is use a regular pencil, okay? I would advise just a regular pencil, not a mechanical. And all you're going to do is basically carve your initials in the clay, just like that. And you have to kind of go over these letters a little bit because the clay does get kind of clumped up. So I'm just going to kind of clean that up. And you want to make sure it looks pretty nice and neat so it's clear. I hope you like that. And just kind of clean that up a little bit. You have to go through this a little bit just to get that clay out of there. Okay, So you're just going to put your initials in your project like that. That's how you're going to sign it, okay? So after you're done doing those two things, everything looks good, and you think you are finished for good, the next thing for you to do, fill out your evaluation sheet, okay? You're going to take your final sketch. You're going to fill this out, put this all in here like that. Let me know when you're done, and I'll show you where to put them so they can dry. That's it.